All right, so what's your pick for best and fairest?
I think Coxie's got it in the bag, just won too many games and probably a standout player for Adelaide.
So that's a lot of confidence. What about a dark horse?
Dark horse, I reckon Moose, Curtis Wilson will be a dark horse. He'll pick up a lot of 2s and 1s, I reckon. So
who's your pick for best and fairest?
I haven't really thought about this, but maybe Daniel Cox from Adelaide Hockey Club, I reckon.
What's your reasoning?
Oh, just because he's a ripper bloke, ripper player. Had a really good season. He's been injured the past couple, but I reckon he's polled enough votes earlier in the year to, get it done.
So who's your pick on best and fairest?
I think maybe Annie Buzzico from Seacliff.
Any reason?
She's just a really solid player in that team, so she probably would have picked up a lot of points from the umpires, yeah.
Now, what about a dark horse? Who do you think might just sneak under the radar?
Dark horse, Mickey Spano probably, the Australian player. Yeah.
All right, so who's your pick for best and fairest?
It's a toss-up between Daniel Cox and Andy Leet.
And what's your reasoning behind that?
Andy will get a lot of 2 votes in a losing team, and Daniel Cox just dominates week in, week out.
Any ideas over on the girls' camp?
I reckon there's a dark horse in the mix. I reckon Brooke Buhecker from Seacliff is a good option.
All right, defending champ, who do you think is going to dethrone you this year?
It's a tough one. I reckon Holly Evans has had a pretty solid year again. Otherwise, maybe Lucy Talbot or Annie Buzzico from Seacliff. But I think Annie's team around her has played pretty well too, so that might steal some of her votes.
So who's your pick for best and fairest?
It's either going to be Lucy Talbot or Emily Griss.
And what's your reasoning behind that?
Because Emily Griss is the best midfielder in the competition, but she fights with the umpires, so that's why she might not get it.
So who's your pick for best and fairest?
For the women's, probably Annie Buzzico or Sarah Harrison.
And why is that?
I just think they've both had really outstanding seasons and have been standouts to me when I've watched them or played against them.
And what about you?
Maybe Lucy Talbot or Georgie Keeld, Burnside Girls. I think they've had good seasons.
Now, what about over on the ladies' camp?
I'm not too sure. Brooke Buchecker is probably a dark horse from Seacliff, I think, and I don't know. I think the girls from Port will steal too many votes off each other, so it'll be someone else.
And what about over with the boys?
The boys? Scott Germain from Port. Yeah.
That was a very confident answer.
Yeah, because he's a gun. Yeah.
The boys, I'd probably go with Marty Atkinson because he's from New Zealand and they're good at hockey.
Ooh, that's a tough one. I would go between Kate Holland-Smith, I think is the dark horse. Leah Wellstead, for sure. Ooh, and I reckon Lucy Talbot's always a really strong showing. Yeah.
And what's your thought for best dressed?
Ooh, it has to be the Northeast girls. Just quality crew.